Hello student, in my last video I shared 10 important questions of Java. These questions are very important for exam point of view. This will, if you prepare this 10 question, at least paper will be clear. So first, in last video I discussed 5 important question, and now in this particular video I discussed the next 6 question, next 5 question. First, we take a recap of last 5 questions, which one is discussed in previous video. First question is about the concept of OOPS and the application of OOPS. Second one is describe different forms of inheritance and write a program to implement multiple inheritance. Third question is explain inter-thread communication in Java and related to the thread. Another question is there, explain producer consumer problem with program. Fourth question is about list and differentiate byte string and character string. Fifth, differentiate between abstract class and interface class. And discuss the following scanner and the calendar. So sixth question is about list and discuss the checked and unchecked exception. Okay. So first of all, we see that what is exception. Exception is any unwanted event occur which disturb the normal flow of the execution is known as exception. There are two types of exception: checked exception and unchecked exception. Checked exception is also known as compile time exception, and unchecked exception is known as runtime exception. Okay, checked exception which will be caught at the time of compilation, but the thing is that checked exception, whenever a exception will occur in the compile time, always exception will occur in the runtime only. Okay, so it doesn't mean that checked exception will occur in the compile time. No, it will not occur, but for any type of exception which may occur, in that case programmer will before only define that exception. Okay, like if for example, checked exception is class not found exception, or maybe IO exception. Okay, so for that one, programmer will declare that exception by using the keyword throw. Okay, so by using throws keyword, programmer will already define this exception. Another exception is the unchecked exception. Unchecked exception will always occur in the runtime exception. For example, null pointer exception, array index out of bound exception, or arithmetic exception. This type of exception will occur in the runtime exception. So checked exception is not able to ignore, but runtime exception we can ignore the runtime exception. Okay, so in case of unchecked exception or the runtime exception can be ignored. Okay, and there is no need of declaring the method or the exception for the unchecked exception. Okay, so unchecked exception are null pointer exception, array index out of bound exception, and that's okay. Now coming to the next question, differentiate multi-threading and multitasking and explain the thread life cycle. What is multitasking? Multitasking means it is the ability of the operating system to run multiple processes or tasks concurrently on a one processor. Like we know our system, that is multitasking. In what happened, in one processor only multiple processes or multiple tasks are running. Whereas multi-threading is what? Multi-threading when in a single process multiple thread will be there. For example, like if we say VLC player, in the VLC player there is that is only one process, and in that one forward etc all the buttons are there. Okay, now coming to the thread life cycle. Okay, in thread life cycle there are 5 different stage in thread life cycle. Okay, first stage is known as new that is the born stage, where the thread is born and it will come in the new state. Okay, after that, second stage is the runnable state. And in runnable state, what is the method is start. So when the method start is invoked, at that time thread enter into the runnable interface, okay, which is ready to run. It till now it is not started, but it is ready to run. Third one is ready to start. Third one is running interface. In the running interface, method used is to enter into the running interface, method used is run method. Okay, at that time the processes or the thread is start. Okay, it is start running, or it is start executing. Okay, so code execution starts in the running state. Next one is the blocked state, or we can say it is a waiting state. Okay, in the waiting state, thread is stopped for any of the reason. Okay, so here the thread is stopped and it will be blocked for certain amount of time. Okay, and in this the method used is sleep and wait method. Coming to the fifth state is the dead state, or we call it as the terminate state. When the thread execution is completed, then the program get terminated. So there is 5 state in the thread life cycle: new, runnable, running, waiting, and the dead state. In the dead state, we call it as the terminate state also. Now coming to the 8th question, which is what is constructor. Okay, and this discuss about constructor overloading with example in Java. So first of all, what is constructor? Constructor is used to create the instance of the class. Okay, so if maybe the class name is, like here in example, class name is car, so default constructor is constructed by the class name only. Okay, so it is used to create the instance of the class, or we can say it is used to initialize the object state. Coming to 9th question, simplify the process of creating thread by implementing runnable interface. First of all, we understand why we are using runnable interface. So when we are doing multi-threading, when we are writing a multi-threading program, we call the thread class by using the keyword extend. Okay, so extending, we can extend only one thread class, but if we need to extend more than one thread class, in that case we are using the interface, that is the runnable interface. Okay, and for runnable interface, what we are using keyword, that is the implement keyword we will use. Okay, so first of all, what we will do, we will call the runnable interface. Okay, runnable interface by using the keyword implement. Okay, next one is defining the runnable interface with the run command. When we are using the run method, what will happen? It will program will execute it, code will be executed. Okay, here we are declaring the runnable interface and we are calling the thread class also. Okay, and in the fourth step, thread will start. Okay, so when the thread will start, it goes into the runnable state. Okay, coming to the 10th question, list all the classes and the interfaces available in collection and write the syntax of each. So first of all, we understand what is the collection. Before understanding collection, why we are not using the array? So array is already defined in the Java, but we are not using array, we are using collection. What is the use of using collection? So array does not perform the operation like searching, sorting, insertion, manipulation. All this operation are not performed by the array. Another thing is that in array, predefined class and interface is not mentioned. Okay, so that's why collection we are using. Collection is an API, or it is a framework in Java which will perform all this operation: searching, sorting, insertion, manipulation, deletion, all this operation. And also in the collection API, already the predefined classes and interface is there, which will help to perform all this operation. Okay, coming to 10th question, which is list all classes and interface available in collection framework and write the syntax of each. First of all, we understand why collection, when already array is defined in Java, then why we are using collection. Okay, so array is not able to perform operations like searching, sorting, insertion, manipulation, all this. Okay, apart of that one, in collection predefined classes and classes, method and interface is there, which is not there in the Java. So collection is a framework, or it is an API which will perform the operation like searching, sorting, insertion, manipulation, deletion by using the predefined classes, method and interface which is available with the collection framework. Okay, so this one is the collection framework, and here blue color like iterable, collection, list, queue, set and dequeue are the interface, and array list, priority queue, hash set, linked list, vector, stack, array dequeue, this all are the classes. Okay, so please go through this remaining 5 question and previous video also. Best of luck for your exam, and please like and subscribe my channel, which will encourage me to make such type of video. Thank you.